Hey guys, and welcome to Kentucky Swagger, and I'm Joe Sticks. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the next brew that I'm going to be brewing. It's going to be pretty much a German Pale Ale. I'm kind of wanting to add some lemon rind to it when I make it. I'm not sure if I really want to or not, but it's been something I've been debating on for the last couple of weeks. I'm also thinking about kind of making it more of a real like a light beer, kind of like the Michelob Ultra. Only reason is because I am on a ketogenic diet and I need less carbs now. In the ketogenic diet, you pretty much you have a carb limit, and the Michelob Ultra is pretty much in my carb ratio. I kind of use I drink 3 or 4 Michelob Ultra, and it's only like 16 grams of carbs, and I can have like under 30 grams of carbs, and that's pretty much all I'm going to be drinking now. And trying to figure out a way to make my new beer kind of keto friendly. A little windy out today. This is an acid cigar. Don't really have the money to buy the good stuff. I wouldn't mind having some good stuff, but this is an acid, and it's a sweet, and it's all right. I got a Churchill in the house. I might smoke it tomorrow or next day, but this is a weekend. I usually don't smoke until the weekend anyway. I don't smoke cigarettes at all, and I really don't smoke these. You pretty much just puff on these to keep these things lit. It's the flavor I like. I enjoy it. The taste. I used to smoke, but I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. Cigarettes are horrible. These aren't any much better, but once a week, it's not really anything that's going to bother me, I don't think. But today I'm drinking a Michelob Ultra. These little cans. It's the first time I ever had a can of Michelob Ultra. Kind of sexy, really. More of almost a feminesque or feminine type of can. But I don't carry the beer. It's beer. It's drinkable. Can's pretty dang solid though. I like that. Yeah, I'll drink me about 4 of those today, and I'll be fine with it. But anyways, just wondering if you guys think what you think about Michelob Ultra, and if there's any kind of clone type of recipe out there. There's been a debate on several things. I've seen it on. I really can't remember where I've seen that, but maybe Beersmith, some like a clone type of recipe, but not 100% sure that it's actually a clone. But if anybody out there has something that's even similar, or maybe a pale ale, you like the pale ale I got, if there's anything that I can do to it to make it into a light beer, a lighter beer, maybe water it down or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little bit more research on it. But I just want to see what you guys think about it out there. See what you think might be a good way to make a ultralight beer such as that. Now this beer's only got like 2.6 grams of carbs per serving. That whole can, which is 12 ounces, it doesn't feel like 12 ounces when you hold it in your hand because the can's so slender. 12-ounce can of beer is 95 calories. I don't care about calories because I track calories about 2,300 calories a day, but I'm more worried about the carbohydrates in it. Alcohol sugars don't faze me. Regular calories don't faze me. Well, I guess the carbs would come from the alcohol sugars. I guess that would be 2.6 grams of carbohydrates in that per serving, and that would be great because I could, like I said, I could drink 4 of them. It'd be like 4 times, so it'd be 12 grams of carbohydrates, and that's pretty much nothing. Yeah. So I like to make a ultra beer and hope that it tastes good. I think it would be something up my alley for now, at least for the next 3 months, because I'm on a ketogenic diet. I'm on a cut, trying to lose about 30 pounds. Um, I'm venturing into the world of bodybuilding. I know I didn't really mention too much of that on here to you guys or anything like that because it's like a whole separate part of my life, and people don't usually associate beer and bodybuilding and stuff like that together. I used to weigh 100 pounds heavier. I used to be 320 something pounds, 324, 325 pounds. Now I'm down 100 pounds, and I've kept it off pretty much for about 6 months or so. But it took me about a year and a half to lose that 100 pounds. And I kept it off about 6 months or so, and now I'm trying to lose another 30 pounds to get some more of this body fat off of me, so my physique will start showing better. And once I get that done, I may do another little minor maintenance and stick at my calories or stick at the weight that I'm at, which will be around 200 pounds, and stay with that weight for about a few months and maintain my weight, and then maybe after a few months I'll do another cut, try to get down to about 6 or 7% body fat, and maybe enter some shows or something. There are shows in Lexington for bodybuilding. I've been bodybuilding for the last year and a half. I quit smoking cigarettes about 4 years ago. I was having some heart problems and couldn't figure out what was going on. So we started doing everything we could to keep it from happening. So I quit smoking and started changing my diet and started exercising more. And then I lost weight. The doctor told me that I could possibly wind up having a heart attack before I turned to age 40. So I had to do something to prevent that, and get healthier. The more I dove into it, and the more I got into it, the more it became a part of my life, and decided to go on with it. I'm going to keep going on with it, and just got to know when to stop on the beer, because beer was one of my problems. What happened was I got buried alive when I was 18 years old, up to my neck in some mud. I was pipe fitter working for a company that put in manholes and the sewage for cities and stuff. The ground wasn't jetted good enough, and if you're a pipe fitter, you know what I'm talking about. The ground wasn't jetted good enough, and I was carrying an 80-pound manhole cover, and my legs I just sunk right into the ground like quicksand and went right up to my neck, and they had to take a high lift and pull me out. Well, that dislocated my knees and my hips and stuff, and put a lot of pressure on my spine. And later on down the line, I had a car wreck. I flew off of a 30-foot cliff in Eagle Summit that I owned and hit 2 trees in the air, and that gave me some pretty bad whiplash. It didn't do anything else. I hit the 2 trees in the air, and I fell straight down on my side and landed on my side like right there. A little small tree, no bigger than 2 of my fingers, stuck in my bumper. It kept me from flipping on down that cliff even further. But I climbed up out of it, and I walked 20 miles from there to my sister's house. It was Christmas Day of '94, and I got some pretty bad whiplash. My neck on the x-ray almost looked straight. So I'm having some neck problems too in my vertebrae up here. Come to find out, the vertebrae right there is pinching a nerve that affects my heart too. So that could have been why I was having heart palpitations. I don't know. I mean, it could have been anything. But I quit smoking. The only thing I do, I'll puff on this. I don't really smoke it. I guess I get some, but not much. And it's like once a week, once every 2 weeks or something like that when I feel froggy. It's all right to enjoy a cigar every once in a while, even though you don't smoke. You really puff on a cigar to keep it lit. Some people even call it making love to the cigar, but I don't think I want to call it that, But anyways, I digress. So, like I said, I'm chilling with the Michelob Ultra. If any of you guys out there have a good recipe for an ultra light beer that I might be able to add into my ketogenic diet a couple times a week, that would be great, because I would sure love to learn how to make one. It would be cool. Oh, and there's something else I want to talk to you guys about today. We are talking about moving. Well, you know, I have been telling you guys about us moving and everything. We're having a hard time finding a place. The main problem is we could rent a place. We could find a place to rent, but we're really not wanting to rent a place. We really want to buy a place, but we're going to have to find somebody to buy this place, and it's not really worth that much. The property that I just bought next door has a septic tank on it, has a cistern on it, and it also has the building that I just put on it. I paid $10,000 for that 1 acre of land, and now the building that I put up there, I've got $2,000 into that, but I don't know if it would still sell for the same amount or whatever, or even more. This trailer, this mobile home that I'm living in right now, plus it's got half of a house on the back of it. Well, it's got mold in it. Ain't nobody gonna want to buy it. It's got to be cleaned up. We talked to the people that came out here and checked it, and it would cost $7,000 to clean this mobile home. Now, I paid a few $1,000s for this mobile home about 20 years ago. It was supposed to be a temporary home. We was going to build a house on the back of it, then we was going to move the mobile home, then we was going to build the house on the front of it. But I lost my job, and there's no way we could do that now because I just don't have the finances for it. I only make so much an hour now, and well, I'm trying to learn. I got to go to school. You know, I got to make more, trying to make more money. I got to go to. I'm still going to school. I'm going in to learn to be a personal trainer, and that class takes about 6 months. And after that, supposedly I'm guaranteed a job. Going to get myself whipped into shape before then too. I got 6 months to get myself whipped into shape because, hey, ain't nobody going to want to learn anything from somebody that's over 20% body fat. It just ain't going to happen. Now, if I was 15% body fat, then I might get a lot of clients and stuff like that. And you know, even if I win a show, if I go into a show next year, if I lose all the body fat that I want to lose between now and next year, and I'm able to get on stage and actually win a show or even place, then that even makes it better for me in the future as well. I've got a lot of high hopes. I've got a lot of plans, but a lot of things is happening right now that's really, really screwing me up. I told my dad the other day, it's like anytime, and censor this if you don't want your kids to hear it. Anytime I try to get myself built up, it's like I always get rammed in the rear end without Vaseline. It just never fails. It's like they just go in that bitch dry. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's just like it always happens. It never fails. My sister now, she can fall in a pile of shit and come out smelling like a rose. And I can fall in a pile of shit and come out smelling like shit. That's just the way it goes. Just gotta take that bad with the good and just hope it all works out. And that's pretty much all I have is faith and hope it all turns out the way it's supposed to. Anyways, but yeah, I just want to let you guys know and see what's going on, and we're going to move. Even if we got to rent a place, we will find a place. We got to get out of here. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's quite a bit of mold underneath the house or underneath the trailer because it stays wet all the time. It just stays wet, and it just hardly ever dries out because the trailer's sitting on the ground pretty much. Up in the front of it, it's about 3 foot off the ground. On the very back, it's like 2 inches off the ground. That's just the way it is. And it's sitting on the ground all the time, staying soaking wet, and the mold just keeps building up, and there ain't no way to remove it unless we pay somebody to remove it, and we don't have that kind of money, so it ain't going to happen. So we need to rent a place, get out of here. I lived here for 20 years. You know, sometimes change is better. And I'm hoping to move to a city area where things will be a lot closer for us and everything. And a gym that I know you've seen where I was talking about I was wanting to move into it. I was going to check out the gyms in the area. It's because I work out. I do work out at home. I've got my own fitness area in my home. I got my own gym that I made. It's got a power cage or a power rack, whichever one you want to call it. I've got that. I've got a treadmill that has its own settings and stuff that automatically has incline and raises up and everything. But the gym has so much more to offer, and if I find a place that's got a decent gym, I'll start going to the gym too. But yeah, I would, if like I said, that Michelob Ultra, it's pretty good stuff. It's actually, my wife buys it because she likes it. It's got less of a bittery, hoppy taste to it to her. It's a nice, refreshing beer for the summertime. It's more of a water feel. Great lawnmower beer, you know. And plus, it's low carb for me right now, and that's why I'm drinking it right now. It's probably one of the reasons why you haven't seen me for the last 3 weeks drinking too much beer. I might drink one. I drank one of my beers for my show because I'm not going to make a show or a video without drinking a beer. Out of respect to my viewers and keeping it real with my viewers, I'm going to drink one of my beers, and that's just the way it's going to be. But they got like 24 grams of carbs in them or something like that, and you know, it can knock you out of ketosis, and I don't want to get thrown out of ketosis because ketosis is where your body adapts to burning fat versus carbohydrates. I don't eat any carbs hardly. 30 grams of carbs a day, and that's max. Other than green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables, I don't even count them. I can eat them all day like a damn cow, horse, or whatever. If I want to go out here and graze this field all day long, I can eat it all day long because it's mainly fiber. So you don't even have to count your green leafy carbs. And eggs, steak, chicken legs, chicken thighs, it's pretty much all I eat. And some green leafy vegetables. Oh, butter, coconut oil. I can make a protein shake out of pasteurized egg whites, some cocoa powder, and some artificial sweetener. And it's some good stuff. It's good. It's good for you. I eat about a dozen eggs a day, whole eggs. And don't let nobody tell you that cholesterol is bad for you. That's a bunch of crap. Now, if you got a cholesterol problem, an inherited cholesterol problem or something like that, then it may be bad for you. But your average Joe that don't have cholesterol problem there's no problem with them eating eggs, whole eggs and stuff like that. Don't let that myth fool you. Go online, research it for yourself, figure it out. And then go from there. But always consult your physician before you make a change in your diet. That's your disclaimer. Ain't no sense in these people feeding us a bunch of rigmarole. Fat is good for you. Fat makes up your hormones. Your brain is 60 to 70% fat. Cholesterol helps makes up your hormones. Your hormones need cholesterol to produce. Especially men, testosterone. That is the hormone that men need, and cholesterol will help you produce more testosterone. It will take a little while if you got low testosterone. I found out I had low testosterone. You know what happened? You know what I was doing? I was eating 20 grams of fat for about 4 or 5 months, and my testosterone dropped down to 216. That was bad. My testosterone needed to be around 300. I found out. So I can't take testosterone supplements or any kind of replacement program or anything like that. because I got heart issue. Being overweight like I was for so long caused me to have atrial tachycardia. That's one of the reasons why I quit smoking. Atrial tachycardia. And I changed my diet, and I was low fat everything. I mean, everything. I was eating like 20, 30 grams of fat a day. You don't do that. I found out that carbohydrates is the only nutrient that your body does not need. You do not need carbohydrates. However, you do need fat and protein to survive. You could live all your life and not eat one damn carb. The problem is, what people don't realize, and the reason people get fat is like I did, they eat carbs and fats together. Carbs, or insulin producer, insulin helps your body store fat. What's the point in eating something that produces insulin when insulin produces or is what causes your body to store fat? And therefore, the fat that you eat while you're eating them carbs is getting stored on your body. Research it. Then again, everybody can debate it. There's a lot of people who eat carbs all day long, but they don't eat no fats other than what's in the fruits and the vegetables. And they stay skinny as a rail. Usually that's people who ride bicycles and stuff constantly. They're on bikes. But look up high-fat runner. Look it up on YouTube. Guy eats a high-fat diet, runs cross country, 100 kilometers or something like that. Check it out. Check up the ketogenic diet on the internet. Find out more about it. Research it. If it sounds like something you might want to try out, check it out. I know it worked for me. A lot of my issues that I had kind of went after being on a ketogenic diet at least 6 months out of the year. But that's my rant on that. Y'all check it out and do what you want to do with it. As always, though, always consult your physician before you change your diet. It's the best thing to do. A lot of physicians are not aware and they are not schooled in the ketogenic diet yet. Time magazine not long ago came out with an article called The Big Fat Lie. And fat they was referring to was saturated fat, butters, and stuff like that. Come to find out, you need that stuff. You need it a lot more than what they let on that you needed it. But this is a beer video. Y'all have a good one, and cheers.